Welcome to Smart Haus, a Pittsburgh podcast about smart technologies, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and the future. I'm your host, Dustin Dowling, and with me today is comedian Pete Morris from the We'll See podcast. Thanks for coming, Pete. How's you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm very happy to be here in this ghost town.
Ghost studio. Right.
Place.
Are you a Pittsburgher? Are you from Pittsburgh?
No, I'm from Erie.
You're from Erie. Yeah, Erie. So you got no Yinzer accent, nothing like that. You can't give me the house.
I had there was a lady I used to buy beer from in Southside. Do you remember the Black and Gold beer distributor? Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
I was new to Southside. I said, she's been living here for 1,000 years. Her teeth are rotting out of her head from cigarettes. And I'm like, where's the best place for pizza? She's going to know. And she was like, you head down Domino's, it's pretty good. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
All right. That's a no. So how's the comedy scene? Like, what are you working on anything now? Or are you just doing your 5? Or are you getting your 10?
I don't
30?
know.
What is the lingo now? I'm not even sure.
I think I'm just doing 3, 4, sometimes 5 mics a week. I get booked for a show here and there, maybe once a month, twice a month, if I'm lucky. I'm like a year and a half in of taking this seriously.
Okay.
And I think probably 90% of what I've thought of in the first year is shit. So we're trying to get rid of the shit, and we have like a great, beautiful new 5 that we're trying to expand on. So yeah, we're gonna try and make this the summer of better jokes. That's what
you meant. You meant your content. You're like, that first year I figured out that was trash.
Yeah, it would work, and like I'd go on shows and do it, and then I just did like 7 of it on a show a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, I hate this. This is horrible. This is bad.
So like, so just starting out, like you starting to feel good about some stuff now. What is that you're in? Like, what is a good mic to go to? Or is there a good besides your podcasts? Like, because obviously, 10 years ago, podcasts weren't as huge as a thing as they are now. It's almost like if you're a comedian, you have to have a podcast. Yeah,
it's kind of fun now because everyone has one and everyone quits. So if I don't quit, I think I'll be fine. I'm lasting the longest, other than maybe Aaron Douglas with regular episodes, which is a very fun listen because he has a lot of the same Pittsburgh comics on. He has a good podcast. I think Zevon started a new one with Chris Nackis or something.
Oh, I'll have to check that one out. I like Zevon.
I have like Logan Gattenby on all the time with Brian Rowe. I don't know if you know those guys. But those are good. I don't even know what the rest of the podcasts are in Pittsburgh. I don't pay attention to it. I just go to mics, try and think of jokes, and I do my podcast. But good mics, if you're trying to try comedy in Pittsburgh, it's Getaway on Mondays, Willow Station on Tuesdays, Scarpace's on Wednesdays. There's like 5 on Thursdays. Go to the Facebook group, Pittsburgh
5
Comedy.
on Thursdays, man. I feel like I've been out. I'm like, a couple of those names I'm not even sure of anymore. So anyways, this is a tech podcast, and I'm wondering what kind of tech you're carrying on you right now. What you got?
Nicotine at all times. I am addicted to this. This is my pacifier. I have this. This is more important than this.
I like how you consider that tech.
This is technology. It's a USB.
Yeah.
What would it be called? USB normal? Simple?
Yeah,
mini USB?
Mini USB, smoky USB, smarty USB.
I gotta plug in my cigarettes. That's what I do. And then just, an iPhone. I think it's a 12, 10?
It's a 12?
No, it can't be.
Yeah, I got 12. I think they're up to 14 now.
So I'm like a 9 or a 10 probably.
It could be a 12. We're about sized up. You got like a beefy thing on there.
General? Yeah, I have the wallet case. I like it a lot.
Oh, all right. Very fancy.
You do that when you're jerking off at breakfast.
That's great. That's great. I always think that's funny, though, to have like the digital and the analog still together. You're I'm digital, but just in case here's some cash and stuff to deal together.
Every time I do the chip reader, I'm like, I could have done Apple Pay. But I don't know.
I'm trying to get better at that because I have the watch, too, just the tap. It's just, get the wallet up and tap, because there's nothing cooler than walking into like Sheets. Or like, even that's the mobile thing, and just walk in and take your food, and people are in line and they look at you like, what is this elitist? I don't understand.
I thought I was a god. I did that forever. And then I walked in to Sheets for lunch one day, and I was like, what happened? And they're like, some DoorDasher took it. And now I'm back to being that guy.
Oh, really? So now you're like, you're too scared?
Maybe it's just the one by work.
Okay.
The one by work. But other sheets I'll gladly mobile order and pick up.
I tried the scan and go thing for the first time because I was just grabbing condoms and candy, basically.
Yeah.
And I just there's a commercial.
Well, that's a fun night. Honestly, let's pause. Hold on. I'm getting condoms.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The chocolate, it was
sex.
chocolate. It was for me.
And then when I'm done, I'll have a sweet treat.
That is exactly what
after
I was
my
thinking
sex.
about.
That is funny.
But I felt very wrong because I came in and I grabbed it and scanned it on my phone and then scanned the chocolate on my phone and then just paid. And now I'm like holding these things.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay. And I just put them in my pocket and
See,
I walked out.
When you said scan and go, I thought you meant like to self-checkout. You're
No,
talking about
not the
literally just beep,
self-checkout.
beep
Yeah.
in the aisle, and then you can just leave. And if somebody stops you, you have to be like, no, see?
I know. So I think the joke would be to go in and like, how many things can I scan and go without using a bag or a basket?
A bag would be so insane just to have like a full tote of things you didn't take to the register. Where is this happening? Somebody's getting, I don't know. Does anybody do this?
Like I said, I tried it. It obviously works. I know it could be useful, like if you're not doing self checkout. I think like Whole Foods tried something like that. If you're just running in, you got to grab something and you go.
Who doesn't have enough time to do self checkout?
Well, I guess it would be cool if you could go in and not scan anything.
Yeah.
It's somehow there was enough scanners that you just grabbed something and walked out and it knew it was yours.
That's dystopia, though.
Yeah. That's a bit creepy.
That's full Chi-Com. That's they're taking over.
So do you have any tech in your house though? You have any smart devices at home?
No, just like a smart TV, your normal smart TV.
You're not talking to anything. You're not telling lights to turn off.
My girlfriend was like, "Oh, I have this Google Home." No, we have too many secrets. No, I have no secrets. I have lots of secrets. No.
Is that what it is though? Do you feel like it would be a convenient thing that you would maybe enjoy, or is like, nah, I don't. I can hit a split switch.
Know. I think I think maybe when I have money one day, I'll go into the gadgets and be cool with it. But right now I'm poor and skeptical, and I just don't need any of those things.
I think when I'm having this conversation with people, and the difference with me is I have a 13-year-old girl.
I keep forgetting.
So I know that I'm
you're
old,
100 years
that
old.
I'm an old man. You know, I've actually
forgetting.
lived in this ancient studio.
You have Elvish blood in this CNN studio.
Yeah. I try not to say that out because I try to keep that in. Like, yes, let people know that you're very young. Don't let them know that you're an old man in secret. You can get the hat.
You get all this knowledge. It's for many years.
So, anyways, like the whole thing of getting up in the morning and doing so many things to get ready and to get her ready that I was like over just hitting switches and turning lights on and, you know, the temperature. And I just say, good morning, Google. And it all happens.
So what does it do? You say good morning, Google, and
it turns all the lights on in the house. It changes the temperature depending on, like, you know, if it's summer or winter, and then it turns the TVs on. It tells me like what's going on for the day. It tells me the weather for the day, and it can basically do whatever I program it. But that's what it's doing right now.
So that's like the whole purpose of this show is the
sorta
homage to the Disney movie. Is that what it is?
Yeah, everyone brings that up. Yeah. I honestly didn't really think of those two things until afterwards.
You thought of the name and then
I thought of the name first. You know, I think I was more or less calling it the Beta Podcast because the idea was just to do the show to learn the software and to learn all the live stuff that like I'm using, like this software called vMix. I was like, oh, it's a Beta Podcast. And I was like, what's Pittsburghy? And I was like, Haas. People use Haas. Smart Haus. And it just, you know, it was stupid. But now I'm like, well, this is the best networking thing I've done yet. It's just to force people to have conversations with me is amazing.
It is good. Beta Podcast just works because it's only insecure men that come on here. And that works too.
I've had 2 women on the podcast so far. All right.
Nice.
All right.
I've had 3. So I'm beating you.
That's funny.
I'm more far left. So I beat you. I beat you on that.
So you got not many things. So now after telling you that, you think you would maybe, because it's not that expensive to get some of these devices.
When I own a home, I'll probably do that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm renting right now in the north side, and it's very expensive. And there's no money for anything else. But
why north side? Because I said you weren't from Pittsburgh, so obviously you found your way to the north side at some point.
I was in the south side in a deep gremlin hole, and it was great, and it was cheap.
It's great,
and I loved it. And then I moved in with the lady. And the lady's like, we need parks and we need apartment complex. And I was like, okay. And then now we're doing that.
Oh.
But it's nice. We like it. It's spacious. There's greenery. We have 2 cats. It's one of the bits that I'm doing right now is white guys. We have cats with our girlfriends. That's what we do. So that's
you have a whole family. It sounds
I have a family.
Like, yeah.
I have to go. I'm away from my family right now.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
And please don't ever ask me to do this again and take me away from my family.
What are the cats' names?
We have see, I went to nicknames first. Olive and Piper. I was like Puffles and Waffles.
Really stereotyping yourself here, you know. Is there anything like cool about the cats? You said you have some material or anything. Is there anything?
No, it's mostly about just me being a guy who has a girlfriend and we have cats. Like that's just a stereotype of young whites.
It is.
We have cats because we don't have kids. Dogs are too much work. But yeah, the bit is that I have an emo liberal girlfriend, and she's confused all the time of whether I'm like good or bad. It's like I believe in pro-choice, women's right to choose, but I still say the R word. Like I don't know if we can say it on this. I don't know.
I try not to. We'll try a little bit. You know, whatever. You know.
And then just stuff like that. She's like, "Is this guy my enemy or is he my fuzzy prince?" I don't know.
That's such an emo thing. What a weird extreme. You know. That's great. That's great. All right. So before I get into the news, I have one last question for you. Tech question. What are your home internet speeds?
Ooh, shitty. Fucking bad. You know, I get whatever the basic one is that they fuck you with.
Yeah, they do fuck you with it too.
And it's like good, and then when you want it, it's bad.
Now, are you actually plugged in somewhere with a wire, or did they have like a hub in your apartment?
It's got the dumb modem or whatever it is.
Right. So you're plugged in.
I'm plugged into a wall.
Yeah. But you don't know your actual number. You have no idea what it would be.
Upload is always shit. It's always like 13 or is it megabits? Is that how you say it?
Megabits. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like 13 to 18, which is horrible.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty. But, you know, I guess you're not a company rolling out video and stuff like that because I get crazy when Well, that's an interesting question that I was hoping to be funnier, but, you know, I don't know. I just think it's a weird...
My internet is bad.
I like coming up with ideas with this show. I'm like, what's a nerdy and weird thing that you like to talk about, Dustin? I'm like, I love internet speeds, what my numbers are. I want to know what other people's numbers are.
But you probably have tech friends who have, like, different variations of internet. But if you have a comedy friend, a guy with a podcast... that he presses upload to YouTube and then he goes to bed because it takes so long. That's my internet.
I did that. I remember doing that very much, you know, would like, okay, I got to upload this video, pray to God in the morning that it somehow made it, you know, so I can continue on this career I have. Yeah. All right, so we're going to get into some quick news real quick. Quick news. All right. Apple's Vision Pro. Apple's mixed reality headset Vision Pro promises superior fidelity, video quality, and smooth interfacing, according to a hands-on review at the WWDC 2023. The video camera quality and AR/VR experience are commendable, including excellent hand tracking technology. The Vision Pro interface makes use of continuous eye tracking, which is a key part of its immersive experience. The headset also boasts impressive mixed reality visuals, creating a genuine immersive cinematic experience. One of its most notable features, called Personas, uses 3D scans avatars for virtual communication. Despite its high price point and an external battery pack that may limit movement, Apple's Vision Pro stands out for its high quality display and interface. Have you ever played any VR before?
Yes.
What, you play on maybe the Quest, I'm guessing?
I think it was Oculus.
Yeah, Oculus Quest.
That's what it is? I don't know.
Yeah, they changed their name. It's not your fault. What was your experience with that?
I played golf on it, and it was really hard.
Yeah?
And that's my experience. And I don't want to buy one because porn, and they're also expensive. Or are they not anymore?
Well, the Oculus Quest is actually pretty cheap. You can get that for $300. Okay. This thing is basically, this Apple Vision Pro is like the new Apple computer.
It's better.
It's like $3,500. Okay. So it's basically like buying a laptop or whatever.
So if you bought that, what would you do with it?
It's like your computer, but in VR. And the difference, if it's not VR, it's just not just VR, it's also AR. So like the menu would be hovering here.
Full Robert Downey.
Yeah, everything. So I could see everything touch you or go in a completely virtual space.
Okay.
So
That sounds kind of cool. If I did more stuff on the computer, that would be really cool. But for writing down cat jokes.
well, I guess what's really cool about this new one in particular is that it has the eye tracking thing. So like the other devices, you have to have controllers. This
to
one's
move
not
your-
coming out
so
with
this
controllers.
It moves with your eyes.
Yeah, it knows what you're looking at, which is
Okay.
kind of creepy. So you can really just like lay in it and just look and like be in VR and not really have to do anything. And
So
still
do you
be
want
in there.
this? Like, do you gonna?
I will not. Well, I'm not gonna want it because of the price.
What's it cost?
$3,500.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So you'd have to find somebody who has it. to
Yeah,
play with it.
basically. Now this laptop, to be honest, I think was almost that price when it was brand new.
Yeah.
So, but this was obviously for work
Yeah.
in particular. But that's a high price cost for it. Have you played? Do you game at all?
I did in college, and now I just don't because if I would probably get yelled at
By the cats or your girlfriend?
because I'm so lazy when I'm home that like if I did anything else to take away time, that would be bad. It's my fault. It's not
Right.
her fault. She's not nagging me. It's because I am either sleeping.
Sure. It's like, she's got your trained real good, man.
I'm either sleeping at work, doing a podcast, or doing an open mic.
Okay.
Or eating. So like, that's a lot of sleeping. Basically, is what I'm saying.
yeah.
So if I were to fill that time with video games, like being awake and
Oh,
not
wow.
hanging out with her,
She's basically like, you don't exist to her
Yeah.
after that. What games did you play then? Was it at Call of Duty kind of stuff?
I did a lot of Call of Duty growing up, a lot of crazy chat rooms or party chats. We did Fortnite in college, which was very fun. Games I loved growing up, though. Have you ever? You had the Wii, right?
Yeah.
Raving Rabbids. Did you ever play that?
I did play that. Yeah,
That was a
yeah.
fun
That's
game.
a fun game. I think I might even have a version of that on the Switch. Pretty sure.
Oh.
It might be the Mario Rabbids version together though. I can't remember.
We just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, it's really fun because it's a French animation originally. Yeah, and it had the similar things of like Tom and Jerry because they're like very violent and stuff. And hilarious.
It was creepy and kind of
Super
scary at
creepy.
times. We're like, what is going on? And it kind of had like their own Guitar Hero inside the
Yeah.
game. So weird. But
That's
yeah.
cool. Well, that does make sense where you could be a little unsure doing VR because when I have gotten into VR myself was playing this game called Population 1, which is a shooting game, a team shooting game. Close, I guess, if you online play like Call of Duty. But like the mics are like perfect because it's already built in. So it's not that weird thing when you go on a Call of Duty multiplayer now and say you're just by yourself. Like you can get someone not talking, you get someone there sounds like this.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to talk and everyone sounds like how I sound to you right now. And you're
that's
only
kinda nice.
and there's different versions, but usually you play with 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
And man, did I get into it. Especially once I had like a battery pack and was wireless. And I am, because you're looking down the sights and like you can really talk to a team. And, I'm playing for hours and hours once I get into
And
that.
this is VR.
VR. Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
It was so cool.
I would probably like that. I don't need any more things.
That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe I shouldn't tell you about it, but you'll experience it. And then what was also crazy was like, because the games, they're just building it every few weeks or, so I haven't played in a couple months. So I can't wait to go play again because it's probably going to be different and updated. When the game first came out, there was no buildings. And you just run around.
Yeah.
And then they took like a corner of the map and they built like a city.
Yeah.
And in a weird way, like they made the map 10 times bigger because now instead of just a flat, they got like 10 floors.
3D.
Yeah, 3D in that sense.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I could do this all day. I don't even play Call of Duty as much anymore because I don't want this shit. I want to fucking look down and...
Yeah, what am I looking at? A TV?
What is this dumbass?
Bullshit.
But playing Fortnite, because that's the kind of the it looks more like Fortnite because of the quality. But
can't
it's
be perfect.
coming.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really fucking cool when it's there, obviously. That's the dumbest thing anybody could ever say about VR. Like, when it's really good, it's gonna be good.
But I think it's close. It's close enough. I think if people want to get into it, like you can find the games and lose your job and lose your girlfriend.
And there's some really funny. You could almost call it sketch comedy that comes from like VR.
Oh yeah.
worlds. I see them all over TikTok. Some of them are like the funniest things I've ever seen because it looks so ridiculous with like not great animation and people can kill each other. And
Yeah,
kill each other.
yeah. And it's fun. Like it's like they're almost. When I was young, there was on Nickelodeon. No, was it Nickelodeon? Yeah, Nickelodeon. They had a couple game shows where the kids were like kind of playing in the video game.
Yeah.
But it was really they were just in front of a green screen and looking at a monitor off set.
Yeah.
And they had to, and there was another guy like trying to time it up. It was not how I wanted it to be. But I don't remember what that show was called, but it was awesome, and I wanted to be that way. Anyways.
And that's what I've been fighting for my whole life.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of streaming services? Do you watch some streaming? Netflix?
Yeah,
or
we
anything?
mooch. We're big moochers. We got
yes.
Netflix from my parents. I actually pay for HBO because that's a hefty subscription. I'm not going to put that on anybody else. Hulu, we just got kicked off.
Me too.
We just got kicked off of my sister's.
My sisters.
What the hell? Is your sister my sister?
It just happened last week. I noticed I was kicked off.
Because I'm like, Nikki's like, my girlfriend, she's like, oh, we got logged out. I'm like, no sweat. I had the screenshot right here, username, password, and she's like, it's not working. I'm like, I can't really text her. I'm like, did you guys cancel the service? What happened? Because Hulu with ads is so much worse. And we're on a Hell's Kitchen binge right now. And so every fucking 3 minutes, there's a minute 30 of ads, and it's horrible. I hate it. It's the same ads. It's fucking Ford, and I don't even remember the rest because I'm so angry right now.
It does get annoying, especially when they're back to back, the same ad.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get away from it, and you're like, oh. And you kind of forget about ads because you're like, it's 2023. I don't watch ads. Then that same ad comes again, and you're like,
Well, I'm never gonna buy Tide. Did you confront your sister, or did you just let it go?
I actually kind of thought at first, I was like, this is it. This is the time where they're like not letting multiple households. But I'm going to message her soon. There wasn't anything in particular I wanted to watch. I think I just wanted to hook. I was working on more smart devices. I think I was adding another television.
Let's get the Hulu tied in.
Yeah, because I love to just say out loud, I want to watch a show.
Yeah.
And then the AI combined with other machine learning understands like, oh, that show, you have the subscription to HBO for that. And then it just pulls it up without me having to say all those things. Mm-hmm. We're not there yet.
We're close.
But real quick here, HBO Max is being rebranded as Max.
I saw that.
To blend HBO's high-quality content with Discovery's family-friendly programming. The refreshed service will introduce new features and premium 4K tier, more money, to compete with streaming giants like Disney Plus and Netflix.
All right.
Yeah.
HBO's making a run at it.
Uh-huh. You remember Cinemax?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Skinemax.
There's Skinemax.
Isn't that what you thought when you first saw it, Max?
No.
Oh, that was just
I
me.
just thought HBO changed their name for the 15th time. Because remember, there was HBO Now, HBO Go, HBO, and then it was HBO Max.
Yeah. I have all those apps, by the way, filling up my phone.
It's like, what's going on here? Which one is which? You could sign into both. But I like HBO because we're about to finish The Sopranos, which is great. And there's a million other shows on there. Barry's really good.
I think HBO's always been the best. Like, if all the shows they've always made, have made since they became, like, what was their quote, like, movies for cable for, what was
it was like home box office.
that's what it's home box office, but it was basically like movies at home, and then they started doing television shows and stuff. But like, Barry. Is that the first time you ever seen The Sopranos though? Is it your first time?
Yeah,
through?
my first. I started it, and we're season 6A because there's 6A, 6B, and we're getting near the end. It's really, really good. I don't know. I can't give you an opinion on The Sopranos.
You're so into it, right? You're like in it. Have you seen Breaking Bad? Are you a Breaking Bad fan?
I watched most of it. Never finished it because I was a young boy when I was watching it, like 14, 15.
You got to finish both.
So I should finish it.
I don't know which one's better.
Is The Wire HBO too, or is that
I think so.
Showtime?
No, I think that's HBO.
So yeah, dude, HBO has been killing
But those
it for
are
years.
maybe like, at least I think The Sopranos and definitely Breaking Bad, top 2 shows of all time. The Wire's up there.
And there's also Righteous Gemstones comes out next Sunday.
I just started watching that last night.
The new season comes out next week.
Oh my God.
We finished that. And then Eastbound and Down, also with Danny McBride.
Yeah.
Really funny show.
I like that show better, and that made me a Danny McBride like fan for life after watching that show. What are your feelings though with Righteous Gemstone?
I think it's like funny, and then like it was all about plot and murder for like the end of the seasons, which is fine, I guess, because they like the budget definitely got upped, and they're like, let's do some crazy stuff. And then they're like, all right, let's do one more season, and it's probably going to be crazy.
I love it. I feel like the show gets confused a little bit to like if is it a silly comedy,
Yeah.
or is it like a serious comedy drama?
Yeah.
Like there was this scene where what is the son, and he's kind of like for some reason he knows karate or something, and he was doing like backflips to like with the other bad guy, and I just was really out of it. And then all of a sudden, John Goodman had a scene where he was like doing his thing, and I was like, this is an Oscar-winning actor now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I watching a movie? And then even Danny McBride sometimes when I'm watching, I'm like, this is an Oscar-winning performance. And then it would shift to something stupid. I'm like, wait, what am I watching again?
Yeah.
It happened to me a couple times.
That's kind of how Barry went too.
Yeah.
Just because, I don't know, maybe those guys just aren't trying to make the funniest show anymore because they're old and they want to do something different. But I get that. I get to like hooking people in with like the first season kind of a cliffhanger, but it's mostly funny, and then just like taking it wherever your professional creativity takes it.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. I don't know, it's fucking Danny McBride. He's probably going to make an awesome 3-season show, which he's really great at. What was it? Eastbound and Down was what, 4 or 5 seasons?
I forget, but I just love him as a badass. I also remember he was doing, was it Adidas? I forget what commercials he was doing, like a shoe commercial, and it was like right when Eastbound and Down came out.
Yeah.
And I hope it was Adidas because it'd be weird if it wasn't. But he basically was like taking over as CEO, and they did like a 5-minute commercial, and it was the same character of Eastbound and Down. He's like, you, you're fired, suck my dick.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love this man so much. Why is this? But oh man, he's such a badass. I know I'm like giving some spoilers, but I just see the scene. This is where I'm at right now, where he gets out of he grabs the gun, and his wife looks at him. She's like, "What are you doing, baby?" Just doing car pranks, and gets out of the car with the gun, and she's like still like almost believing him, and he just looks so badass, saying like just this bold face lie,
just doing car pranks
when he's possibly gonna go shoot his real son in the head with this gun.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
That's Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah. Amazing show. I'm still off and on about it, but it was pretty good so far. You want to talk about any more shows before I keep doing some more news?
No, keep rolling.
We're still going. 30 minutes. We're still rolling. AI. This is the juicy stuff here. Google has introduced the search generative experience, a significant revamp of its search results page that utilizes artificial intelligence to enhance search results. Instead of presenting a list of blue hyperlinks, SGE now offers AI-generated information in response to search queries. Despite potential benefits like providing answers faster and making better use of the space, there are concerns about the reliability of AI, possible revenue loss for ad-supported publishers, and the diminishing role of third-party sources. Google is currently testing SGI as an opt-in feature. Pete, thoughts, questions?
That'd be great.
Answers,
I
maybe?
hate when there's 15 ads on every Google search.
That is weird, too, with the ads, but at the same time, like I would think, like, how these pages and companies are going to survive if I'm no longer clicking on them?
Let's hope they don't. I think it'd be great if Google crashed. That'd be awesome.
I love the whole, because I have the premium. I bought ChatGPT, I use it for work, and now, Google's putting into everything. I love the whole point of asking a question and getting an answer immediately and not having to search through 10 pages.
That is nice, yeah.
Or watching a video of the intros like, oh, hey guys, welcome to my page. I've been gone for 2 weeks and, check me out on Twitter, dude. Instagram. Like, I just want the fucking answer.
I'm not watching a how-to video if it's over 2 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, it would really help if you subscribe. Shut up.
But what are your impressions on AI? Have you used it at all? Have you know anyone that's been using it?
I haven't used it at all. I've heard a lot of people talk about it just because I listen to podcasts too. It's not funny yet, so that's good.
Yeah.
It's funnier than some people, which is also good.
Yeah, that's funny in itself right there.
That makes me happy. If it does get funny, we're in trouble. But other than that, it does also scare me that like millions of jobs are going to disappear.
It's going to be so many jobs. Now, when I was walking you around here, I was kind of giving the impression of my old colleague and the way business was run. And AI has completely made me think like these people might be under a bridge because they were that like just like I don't want to say dumb, but like just can't like work, didn't know understand how to do things, and then now it's like AI. I'm like, all right, I don't need you to talk to this person. This AI can send an email for me. You're gone. So
see, I didn't even, when you started like listing all the things like just the smart home stuff could do. I'm like, oh yeah, like there's an infinite amount of things these things can do, and that's something I haven't thought about at all.
Yeah, but it's really scary, like what is going to be done by a robot for you. It's already happened now. Like there used to be people at the toll booth. You used to have to hand things to them, and they had you back. I wrote this joke. I told this story a couple times, but I don't care because not many people listen to this podcast. But I wrote this sketch that I've wanted to do that was far in the future, and what would happen is like toll booths and other places, people would start to get very lonely when they go out to do things because AI and robots are taking over anything. So there's no cashiers, there's no one to talk to. And old people, they just love to go out and talk to people. So what we would have to do, we'd have to start rehiring people just to interact.
It'd be all Walmart greeters.
Yeah, but I said the pool of people would be improv comedians. And so it would just be a bunch of yes ands.
So sad. Oh, no. That's what I mean, improv sucks, but I'm just kidding. Improv, whatever. But yeah, if that'd actually be really funny if that's where improv landed, was just in super giant corporate America.
Yeah, and they were interacting with people that I would think at the first like boomers was the way I wrote the joke, and like I think the way I also had the joke with the improvist and the boomer couldn't get out of conversations because the boomer doesn't want to leave because like they want to keep talking.
It's dinner
and tell you all this. Yeah.
It's old people drag shows.
And then the improvist, obviously is doing their job and wants to perform and yes and yes and yes and like they're just stuck there forever on an infinite loop.
Oh, that's crazy. You're doubled on your heart medication. That's nuts. Twice as much as before.
And I could see this sketch just pans out. Yeah. It's this dark day.
Yeah, that's so sad.
It's very sad.
Wow. And that was like a fun sketch idea?
That was Man, you're right. I love when I involve my thoughts and like, that was a bad idea. That's not going to be funny at all.
No, that is funny. That's actually really funny. I think I'm in a negative headspace where I'm just like, oh, boy. Right. But no, it is a really funny idea because it is so sad.
Yeah, it is so sad. So do you feel like maybe you'll use it for comedy or anything? Or any type of writing, any type of creativeness?
I don't know. I don't use it at all right now for anything.
I guess
so I'll probably never
no experience.
I'll probably never use it unless it becomes like the new Google. Because right now, if I want to find something out, I'd still Google.
Yeah.
But if it becomes one of those things where it's just the new Google, I'll probably use it to search a premise. Like I had to Google whether Harriet Tubman was blind or not. She's visually impaired or was visually impaired, and I use that in a joke right now. Because people were like, "No, she wasn't." And I'm like,
"Okay."
I had to.
So you're doing a little. You're doing your research.
So probably for that stuff. But
do you write like besides jokes? Do you write any stories or screenplays, anything like that?
No.
See, that's what I've really used it for, as like a bouncing board for ideas. Like I'll write like a script or maybe a paragraph about a script, and then I put it in there, and I'll just start asking questions about it.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think of this? Do you think this character? And the insights is like scary. Like
that's part of the strike going on, right?
Oh yeah,
because everybody's worried about that.
Yeah, because they can basically just like grab a couple pieces of this and put it in there, and it's going to give you something close enough.
Because they know they can't make a movie with just ChatGPT, but they know they can call it Draft One and hire editors.
Yes,
instead of writers.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
And they have all the rights.
Or just less writers.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going to happen. And back to the HBO thing, when they switched back to Max, they changed all their credits. They were all saying creators. So you were Martin Scorsese. No. You weren't director Martin Scorsese. You were creator. And it's such an insult to all these people. But at the same time, I'm like, in the future, though, director might not be a title, because why would you need director? It's such a finite job. Mm-hmm. Like a director to me, like I just pull out my phone, type a couple ideas, maybe grab something. Hey, what's your favorite color? Blue. Yeah. And then I kind of got a movie. Well, I'm not a director. I'm a creator. So everyone's a creator. Best imagination wins. Mm-hmm. Is how the future is going to be. So.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know how everybody gets paid right now for movies and stuff. It's definitely going to change It's actually pretty exciting. You know, like Bert Kreischer, he just put out that movie.
Yeah.
And if it
The Machine.
does well, that's like a huge thing for comedy movies in general, because more are going to get made again, and we haven't had any for like 10 years.
I know, isn't that weird?
Because nobody wants to make anything that is funny.
Yeah, that's so like unless it's the Marvel huge movie.
Yeah. Unless it's Chris Pratt going.
That was like the best Chris Pratt impression ever.
I'm Star Wars. Isn't that fucking nuts? Oh boy, this is gonna be a tough one. Isn't that crazy?
You got a little bit of the look to it. I have to admit, that is there together. But yeah, no, that's great. And Sebastian, what's his name?
Maniscalco?
Yeah, he had a movie that just came out.
I
too.
heard it was bad.
Oh, you kidding me?
It might be good. Who knows? I think it's like a fun family watch. It's less of like a crying of laughter type thing. It's wasps versus Italians. It's basically like Meet the Parents, but wasps and Italians.
Oh, man.
So
Meet the Parents was a tough one for me. It's too cringe. That was my issue with watching those type.
Because you're like, oh, I hope this would never happen to me. I do like Ben Stiller though. He's very quietly one of the funniest like comedic actors.
Speaking of streaming and stuff and amazing content, besides HBO having amazing content, Apple TV I think is actually starting to beat out because I don't think they give a shit about how much money they're losing. Their goal is to bring as many eyes to their platform as possible.
Yeah.
So they are spending outrageous amount of money on stuff and the stuff they're making is fantastic.
People love Ted Lasso.
Yeah, Ted Lasso.
What else is on there?
Have you seen Severance?
Which one is that?
That is the show is with the guy from Step Brothers and Parks and Rec. It's the guy with the longer hair. He was the third brother in Step Brothers, like the guy who gets up and shows off his six-pack, and he's like, "Fuck you!" I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
It's so I know
crazy thing about this show. Anyways, it's a weird show where basically, if you want to go to work, you have this thing in your brain. So when you go to work, you don't know you're at work. You kind of forget, and then when you leave work, you're like, "Oh, where was I?" But like your work person is the opposite. So they only know work. They don't know sleep. They know nothing else. They only know work. Yeah, and it's called Severance.
Oh.
Created by Ben Stiller.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
I bet it's really good.
It is fantastic.
Oh, man. There's just I guess I'm trying to not watch negative stuff. But I should. I
wouldn't
watch
say it's so negative. It's definitely a futuristic. Other awesome thing they do in the regular world, they don't seem to have regular phones. Like everything seems like the future, but when they pop out their phone or something, which is not a common thing, it's a flip phone. Oh. So they understood storyline that cell phones and smartphones ruin storylines. Like take example Seinfeld. Put cell phones into Seinfeld.
Yeah, it's like
it ruins
half the episodes are gone.
It ruins all. So they did that. It's just like just make it not a thing
in this world.
And it helps on so much shit because you can't get out of situations. But yeah, it's a great show.
I will probably watch that.
Definitely watch. Definitely watch. Just jumping in.
Can I have your subscription, Apple?
Yeah, I'll send you my password to that. I think Apple's probably real bitchy with that. They can't.
They're probably very sneaky.
Yeah, you gotta scan your face and everything before that. I'm not even really gonna jump into this news, but are you a Redditor at all?
No, but I'm very aware of Reddit's effect on our world.
What do you when you think of Reddit? What do you think about?
QAnon.
Yeah,
that's what I think of. QAnon and people who have like Reddit pages for famous comedians, and people just fight on there.
Yeah,
and it's very annoying and dumb.
Do you think Facebook is worse or Reddit is worse?
That's the same thing, but with younger people, the same level of dumb. But it's just Facebook is your aunts, and Redditors is like 15 to 35.
Yeah. I always felt like Facebook was just way more toxic, way more fake news. It felt scarier because I kind of thought...
You can find truth on Reddit. But
Reddit has the moderating system, and I always thought that was slightly better.
Yeah.
Slightly better. But I guess the news is they're going to like charge like crazy amounts of money to like give other companies if they want to make a piece of software that like does the moderating like automatic and stuff like that. So that's why.
Well, that would ruin Reddit.
Well, that's what it's happening. Yeah. So they're all going black. Like a lot of they're just turning off all their pages and they're making them all private. But I use it a little bit. I use it like now. It's like my I used to use Facebook. Now I use Reddit as like my dirt news. You know what I mean? To see my TMZ news is kind of
It's good for like finding weird stuff out.
Yeah.
It's kind of a how-to place as well. But yeah, it's also full of just horrible, sad people.
Yeah. It can be a scary place. Do you have a username or
Nope,
anything?
never have
Don't
one.
even have a username.
No.
So
Yeah.
all right. What's your favorite social media platform?
Probably TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok's the most addicting. It's also the most pleasant at the moment because I've built my algorithm to be comedy, golf, dogs, cats, food, and it's like perfect.
Yeah.
It's the perfect algorithm.
You got that For You
Yeah.
page locked down.
Instagram's annoying because it only shows you famous people that you follow and not
Yeah.
your friends. And it's no pictures anymore, which is kind of, well, I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah. And it's a little bit late to
It's
the news.
late. It's
Yeah.
late, or it doesn't even show you in a real timeline, even though it says they can. Twitter is for only famous people.
Twitter's weird now.
It's
though.
not for normal people. You can't communicate anything.
No, you can't. Nothing. And you're like
Yeah.
you're just like might as well standing right up against a wall and talking to a wall
Yeah.
now. And I don't think it even works out well for celebrities now. I think it's like for super celebrities and for people into crypto.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of it.
Or people
there.
who's like built their following on Twitter.
Yeah.
And
Which-
those people still use that to follow them.
They have to. Do you do any learning on TikTok? Do you feel like you're learning like maybe how to fix a toilet or anything?
Yeah.
Like it just happens, by the way.
I think I fixed my golf swing on TikTok.
Do you think it actually helped?
Just from like knowing what to think about, that helps. Lots of recipes,
Yeah.
which is lame and sad and boring, but I love finding like a cool, easy recipe on TikTok. We've saved some chocolate chip recipes that we use all the time. That's boring home life Pete. TikTok.
Do you feel like it is in a weirdly grain where you're like, you just surprised at knowledge you kind of have? You're like, oh yeah, I guess I watched a video a couple of days ago. Or it's enough of like little videos that maybe you're not necessarily remembering immediately, but they start to gather up. And then next thing you know, you're like, man, my golf swing's better.
You're really good at asking questions, and I'm bad at answering them. But
I appreciate
it's kind of taken in so much that like one of them clicks with you.
Okay.
And you're like, I'm going to hold on to that, and I think that'll help me. That's for golf. For cooking, you take in so much and do none of it until one day you're like, oh, I'm also going grocery shopping. I'm going to make that.
Yeah.
So it's coincidence. It's happenstance. Nothing happens on purpose with me.
I feel like that's the way too. Like certain things, it's right. I watch like 6 videos. I know I watched like 10 of these, hoping that one sticks.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's just like
Yeah.
going through there. Maybe I'll go back and like, okay, I gotta watch this one again, and I favorite.
Yeah. Like
So-
I know how to fully like rehab my knees and get them bulletproofed and into basketball jumping shape because of knees over toes guy. Have I done any of that? No. Has he saved thousands of people's knees? Yes. But am I ever going to have a 35-inch vertical? No.
But the knowledge is there.
The knowledge is there.
In case someday you're in a situation,
Yeah.
you can somehow pull that up.
And I used to be very athletic, so it's very funny. I have all this like fitness knowledge from college sports and from playing basketball and working out a bunch. And my girlfriend, she's still very active. I'm a once a week active guy. Me walking here was my workout this week.
Hey,
Just
walking
20-minute
here.
walk. I'm a little sweaty, but and then she's like, "Oh, I got a little tight around like mile 2." I'm like, "You got to do an active warm up. You got just some fat guy on a couch." Like, she's like, "What are you talking about?"
Maybe that is like an issue though too, because then everyone is almost an expert, which is always a problem.
Annoying
anyways.
as fuck, dude.
Annoying
Actually,
as shit.
I was the most annoying person when I like ran a half marathon.
Mm.
All I could fucking talk about was like running, like the runner's high. It's real, man.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, no, I forget. I was gonna ask you about TikTok. Oh, are you into it enough where you're like favoring it and like you have like little playlists? So like you go back and you have a playlist for golf. You're like, I got my golf playlist. I gotta watch back.
That'd be smart. See, you're always thinking of things I should do.
Yeah.
I do likes, and likes get muddled, obviously, because you like so many things.
But
And
you're
then- and
teaching
then-
the algorithm.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. We're teaching the algorithm, and then I do the saves for like really good stuff. Like either like, that's something philosophical I kind of want to like revisit one
Yes.
day, or that's a really, really good golf video, or a recipe, or a cute cat video I have to send to my girlfriend later.
I think you're doing it. I think you're a good example of like not being so crazy, but like you are slowly like still teaching and still adding knowledge to yourself. And that's why when I hear people talk about TikTok, maybe not so much now, but in the sense of like, what's this, just girls dancing and you just whatever.
It's girls dancing if you like girls dancing.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to see 16-year-olds dancing.
But I think for people that don't want to use that at all and don't want to, and maybe also don't read and don't use YouTube, it's like, dude, 5-10 years from now, you're gonna be like just a pile of nothing. Blah.
You're gonna be whatever you were.
Yeah, like
10 years ago.
I'm not gonna be able to interact with that.
Yeah,
like you're just goo. It's like you're gonna be talking almost a completely different language because we're gonna have this, not this superior intelligence, but we're just little things that just makes life easier. Like you said, just knowing your needs and maybe you're just a little bit healthier. Like that thing about how you save something philosophical.
Yeah.
And sometimes what I do is I'll find something like that and maybe weeks later remember it and then I'll leave it on. Yeah. And let it loop. Yeah. To try to be like, this is my mantra. This is my mantra. It's stake in my head,
Or it could go the other way where I'm on TikTok like before bed, maybe like after like a night out or something, and I'm a little drunk and I see something that I think is philosophical and I go, whoa. I save it and then I watch it the next day. I'm like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever.
Yeah, that's disappointing with yourself because then you think you're so in yourself. I'm so smart now. I'm like kind of drunk and high. I'm like, oh man, I can't believe I found this thought.
Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I can't wait to tell the world about this. So, where do you get your news then? Do you watch the news? This is probably the first question I asked.
No, I don't watch any. I mean, my news is probably, very honestly, Tim Dillon. He's probably.
We talked about that.
Yeah. Tim Dillon is like he's our center of right, Bill O'Reilly, Rush Limbaugh type character. So like all these boomers love those guys, and us like people who don't trust the government. Yeah. Left.
But he's
right.
also the most progressive on that side too.
Yeah, he's very So he's like the most rational human who pays attention to the world. And we don't have time to pay attention to the world. You got a kid. I have this. I mean, you pay attention a little bit for the show and tech and stuff, but
yeah, I definitely have some Tim Dillon mantras. Yeah. Like when I get aggressive with someone and I need them to answer me a question, I'm like, yes or yes.
Yes or yes.
Yes or yes. And they're like, they get confused because they're like, wait, like they're yes. Like, yeah, all right, let's go. But yeah, I love him. And I think the greatest thing about him is when new people start listening to him and they don't quite understand the sarcasm because he'll go from kind of preaching some truth and then lean hard into some sarcasm. And it's like, wait a second. He had me going. I was like, yeah, and then I'm pretty sure he was pro-Nazi at the end of that rant. And then you get a little confused there.
4 minutes on a point of view that like we know is ridiculous and absurd. Yeah. And the new people are like, what?
Yeah. And then he'll make complete sense and you're like, yeah, I completely agree with you with that. So I do like Tim Dillon.
So he's my news.
That's great. That's a good center of gravity. I love that shit. Sam Talent, who
he's also
toured
very smart
with Tim. He was in town last night with Shannon Norman and Joe-esque. Trying to throw out throwing out some comedians.
Okay, did they open for him?
I'm assuming I know Shannon
Somebody
did,
opened,
but it might have been Joe and Shannon. I wanted to go to that show. I was trying to get down there with my girlfriend, but she was too tired, not me. But they were down at the Spirits down in the Strip, and I love being down there. That's right next to Cinderlands.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you're out down there a lot.
Yeah, Sam Talent's super funny. His book I heard is very good. Yeah. I'm actually going to buy it to listen to.
I was going to buy it, too. It's always something, when you hear a comedian wrote an entire book. Yeah. That's really throwing your dick out on the table, I feel like.
Well, also, like, all of them suck because they're usually made by somebody who's, like, doing a cash grab who's not very funny. Yeah. And everybody who's read the book has been like, no, that's, like, the best book about comedy there's ever been.
That's awesome. That's awesome. He's such a great talent, and he has turned everything on the head about wearing shorts on stage. Yeah. That has completely changed the thought process to that.
If you're 6'4" and 330 pounds.
And really funny, that helps a lot, too. Before I come to my last questions, do you know your screen time? And if you can, could you pull it up if you had it on?
It definitely varies because I work with my phone. Let's pull it up.
I think that's the number one excuse. They're like, I work on here.
No, I don't.
I do work on my phone a lot more than I used to.
So I think is that bad? Is 5 hours bad?
A day, 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
No, I think when I was getting a little like mad at myself, I was pushing over 7.
Okay.
So
Okay.
The problem is that it's it obviously depends on what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to find like where everyone is. It seems to be like 5 is more or less the normal.
Let's see.
So I feel better about myself.
Where do we look at? Show me. Oh, the see all activity.
Yeah.
What did I do today?
Yeah. You got a lot of TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Is that today?
Today I didn't do any work.
4 hours of TikTok.
I didn't do any work at work.
That is so much TikTok.
I didn't do any work at work. I got to work and I did TikTok, and then I got up for lunch and I did more TikTok after that. So that was just me killing time because nothing was going on at work. But yeah, I guess I watched a lot of TikTok.
So you are like a genius right now at golfing and knee exercises.
But like, let's look at yesterday.
Yesterday. 3 hours.
2 hours.
Only 2 hours of TikTok.
That's still too much.
It's a lot of TikTok.
It's too much TikTok.
Okay, so you do got a lot of TikTok. So you've lost a lot of comedy. Who do you top like 2 people you can maybe think on TikTok that are like?
Ooh, on TikTok for comedy?
It's anyone that's like
I don't
popping
even
off.
know.
Or maybe just not comedy, anything.
Just comedy in general. Shane Gillis is numero uno in my book right now.
Shane is freaking hilarious.
He's really, really funny. I love like just all time like Mulaney, Segura, all the New York guys, Mark Norman, Joe List.
Yeah, all the
Sam
big guys.
Yeah,
You don't know anyone younger or just total influencer type person that you just like, wow, I can't believe I found this dude.
I don't really know anybody that's like under 30 who's killing it, other than like Matt Rife, because I mean they're probably all similar to my boat. As
not as jacked. Gotta get that. Matt Rife.
Matt Rife. He's gonna have so many weird things come out about him. There's already stuff on TikTok about girls complaining about it. I'm like,
that's
oh, boy.
fucking.
It sucks, but it's. I mean,
you gotta get once you hit that hit of fame,
fame.
you gotta turn off the DMs, bro.
yeah, dude, stop answering girls. They're not 18.
Yeah, they're lying to you.
They're not.
Chris D'Elia, he went down this route,
down
and somehow
hard.
he came back out of it. I don't understand. Just making weird. What? So you're telling me? That's my Chris D'Elia impression. He just does
very
it.
good.
Yeah,
I thought he was here.
Yeah. Anyways, these are my notes. Anyways, you got anything happening? You got any plugs or any shit like that, or anything else you want to talk to?
Well, this is live, so it's out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Friday at Casey's in Southside, Logan Gadby produces a very good show that I'm on. It's at 8 p.m. Yeah, I think it's at 8 p.m. But yeah, go to my Instagram, Pete Morris Comedy. You'll see that show posted here in the next few days. We'll see podcast. But yeah. That's all I got going on. What do you got going on? What's going on?
Oh
in your
yeah. Oh
life?
my God. I should plug myself. I got this show called Smart House.
Mm-hmm.
I do the show
What's
Matt
it
Light.
about? What's it about?
Oh. Listen, so I bring on guys, and then afterwards we have a few drinks. I usually bring them back, and
sweaty
and then
guys.
and then we film that, and that's the actual show. I don't know why I said all that character stuff. No, we can watch all the stuff on the Pits. I do the Matt Light podcast with Matt when he's available. He's in New Mexico, not New Mexico. He's in Mexico. He's in Old Mexico.
In Mexico.
In Mexico, and
Old
other
Mexico.
stuff like that. So. But yeah. But thanks for coming, Pete. Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, no problem.
And thanks for watching Smart House on the Pits. All the news stories can be found on the Smart House Facebook page and soon Reddit, maybe, depending on, how that's going. FYI, artificial intelligence is used a lot to make this show, so take that as you may. Check out www.thepitts.company where you can find endless amounts of funny and informative content from Pittsburgh. Also, you can find some merch. Whoops, didn't mean this way. Smart House is produced by thegateway.media, the gateway to all your media needs. Thanks for watching Smart House.